Hi everybody. Hi everybody's friend Daniel Hutchins. Yeah, it's me, Daniel Hutchins. We're back again on the Hutchins Hut. So what are we talking about today on Hutchins Hut? We are on our friend Microsoft News, or as we say, MSN.com. We are reading a source that is from CNN, the Communist News Network, as I call them, the Communist News Network, because it can be communist sometimes. But anyways, and anywho, we're going to be talking about McDonald's. You know, my once favorite restaurant that no longer is my favorite restaurant, that has been dethroned by places that are much better quality food and much better professionals. So let's go and take a look at McDonald's and how they are cutting prices of their combos to convince customers that it is still affordable again. Okay, so you're trying to do like a Donald Trump type of thing with McDonald's, I see. Okay, you're trying to make McDonald's great again, I see. Because when your name is Donald and it's in your name and you're Donald Trump, you're the president, that's his favorite restaurant, by the way. McDonald's is now slashing the price combo meals just after a few weeks after the CEO has publicly admitted their food has got too expensive, and he has made a pledge to fix that problem. McDonald's and their U.S. franchises agreed to price down some of the 8 popular combo meals by at least 15% less than the total cost you're buying them today. However, this chain has offered financial supports to the franchisees so that they can agree to lower their prices lower, according to the low-income Americans that eat McDonald's, like myself. Therefore, again, to lower prices will go into effect this next month. You know, the month of my birthday, September. The Wall Street Journal, or WSJ, has first reported that news that McDonald's has declined to comment. However, they declined to comment because, you know, they're communist. So, McDonald's will also expand their combo offerings by giving us a $5 breakfast deal or an $8 Big Mac or Nugget special in the coming months to reintroduce the extra value meals, Brandon. However, extra value meals, Brandon. However, the CEO, Chris Kempczynski from McDonald's Corporate, said that on August the 6th, the earnings call that consumers' value perception is most influenced by the core menu and why the menu pricing has been so hard for people like me to afford these foods. Again, many customers have complained to the chain that it's become unaffordable in the last 7 years. So this inflation crisis has been followed by the pandemic we know, the COVID-19, which we've talked about before on the channel when I used to do the comic book universe versus COVID. You hadn't watched those, go watch those. Those are on my list and in my library. You can watch those at any time. However, the perception, like we said, has made the customers and the opinion of McDonald's become more affordable in the past 7 years. This inflation crisis has happened because of the COVID-19 pandemic, has altered many customers' views and opinions on McDonald's, making them more negative than positive, which is bad news for them, especially if it's being made by a clown named Ronald McDonald. But from a cheap place to get a quick meal in a fancy, pricey kind of fast food restaurant, again, it barely undercuts the proverbial bar to a high-quality sit-down restaurant alternative like Applebee's or Chili's Bar and Grill. However, to this later thriving in the last several years. Value-minded customers are too often seeing combination meals that cost more than $10, and they are shaping their value perception in a negative way, the CEO says, and has admitted to this earlier in the month. The single biggest delivery is what shapes the consumer's overall perception in McDonald's. Value in the menu board, having the value menu. He says he told analysts on McDonald's earnings calls that it's when they drive up the restaurant's prices on this menu board, it's what gives everybody a negative light about McDonald's. Well, we've got to get this fixed, he says. In 2023, a Big Mac combo was $18. This went viral on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, which is now X. The meal has been on one top of the list stop and has sparked very much furious controversy online. It's later prompted a rare open letter from the president in McDonald's saying that the price meal was an exception at the time. However, the chain prices have not outpaced this inflation. Therefore, McDonald's has since tried to focus on trying to expand their value menu back again, and by improving other parts of their menu by giving us reinvented chicken strips and new drinks. Yeah, I got interrupted. But anyway, McDonald's has since focused their efforts in expanding its value meal and improving their other parts of the menu, including their reinvented chicken strips and new drinks. McDonald's $5 value meal has debuted for a limited time last year and has stabilized some of their sales. But it was only temporary. So then after the company bet correctly that customers were in search of combinations that stretched to dollars, they also had themed meals and recent collaborations with Minecraft. Minecraft movies seem to be one of the best ones of this consecutive quarter. So it puts the end to the quarter of the sync sales. However, for more information of the Communist News Network or the CNN, go to Communist News Network or CNN.com.
A few moments later.
That's funny, considering that, she lost to him, in the election.